Hello everyone and welcome to the very first episode of Today's News Tomorrow, but for you it's yesterday. I'm your host, Lucian Coppola. Today's News Tomorrow, but for you it's yesterday is all about specifics. Specifically, today's news, which you'll be getting the next day. So it'll be yesterday for you, tomorrow for me. You might be saying to yourself, that's a really obnoxious name for a show. And you're right, but I think it fits perfectly into the genre of specific news-related shows. For example, we have The Late Show, The Late Late Show, The Late Night Show, The Tonight Show, Last Week Tonight, and so on. You get the idea, they're all the same. But I think this is the perfect title. And since John Krasinski made a deal with CBS for some good news, there's a void in YouTube news channels, and this is going to fill that void. So without further ado, let's start the show. Our first story tonight covers a conspiracy theory relating to the government using pigeons to spy on us. It was mentioned recently that the stay-at-home orders were put in place for the government to change the batteries in pigeons across the country. Like most conspiracy theories, this one has no scientific evidence to back up its claim. However, startling discoveries were made when we sent a colleague to investigate the scene.
I'm standing here next to what seems to be a pigeon malfunctioning. The pigeon has continued circling me for the last several hours, pecking at my shoes, almost begging for help. The only conclusion that can be made based on this pigeon's reaction is that it's mistaken me for a secret government agent, hoping I can change its batteries. This is truly a remarkable story that the rich elite don't want you to know.
Well, there you have it, folks. That'll be sure to spread like wildfire on Facebook. And now, sports. There are none. Since March, most major sporting leagues have postponed their seasons until further notice due to the coronavirus. That hasn't stopped the virtual world, however, from continuing the games.
Hit high and deep to right center. Right fielder giving chase.
Since April, the Mets have broadcasted simulated baseball games from MLB The Show 20 every single day that there would have been a live baseball game. They even have their broadcasters, Gary Cohen, Keith Hernandez, and Ron Darling, calling some of these simulated games. Can you imagine being a commentator calling a simulated baseball video game? What? So far, the Mets' simulated record is 28-25, just 6.5 games out of first place. And as June is coming up, and with every Met fan wondering what are they going to do, well, most likely they'll drop 20 the next 25 games, only to rally in September and give the fans hope for a playoff push. But just because we don't have live sports at the moment doesn't mean there aren't highlights of athletic ability. Take a look at this incredible display of defense by this cat who puts the reflexes in cat-like reflexes. Seriously? That's the best we could come up with? Well, watching that made me realize how fat and out of shape my cat is at home.
Damn, boy, he's thick! Boy, that's a thick-ass boy! Damn!
Our next story covers my favorite meal of the day. It's our segment, Today's Lunch. Yep, that's it. That's exactly what I ate for lunch. You know, when I was growing up, the lunch ladies at my elementary school always thought I had the best lunches. My best friend to this day thinks that I had a magical microwave that popped out beautiful sandwiches. And hey, that one right there is so beautiful. Let's take a look. We have a whole wheat sandwich with Genoa salami, Virginia brand ham, black pepper turkey, and on top of that we got lettuce, mustard, and mayo. Oh, a beautiful, beautiful sandwich. Before we wrap this all up, here's the meme of the day. And that's our show. Thank you for joining me for today's news tomorrow, but for you it's yesterday. Let me know if there's news that you'd like to see on next week's episode if we get there. I'm Lucian Coppola. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.